we're being taped, right? And the reason for that is that I'm going to be using probably 5 minutes of this entire hour and a half as part of a speaking video for my business. So I'm just mentioning that please be yourselves, do and say whatever you would normally do, because it'll be a better session. And you know, in terms of this piece of it, well, like I said, out of all this footage, the people who help me with this will take 5 or 10 minutes out. So don't worry about. Sometimes groups are like, what should we say? Should we not say certain things? No, please be yourselves. Absolutely. Well, like it's not even there, right? And thank you both of you for doing that. I appreciate it. In terms of my business, thank you, Hannah, for the introduction. Yeah. And what kinds of behavior do we see? That's an artifact. So anything you can feel or observe, you hear, right? Anything like that is an artifact. Then the next layer, he said, is what we value and believe, the espoused values. And those can also be the values that we never talk about, but when we dig in, we find out they're actually operational, right? Those kinds of things, or beliefs that are operational. And then finally, this is kind of where I think the gold is the bottom level, the unconscious assumptions, right? So unconscious beliefs driving how we think and act. And Shine did a lot of research on, and I completely agree with him that those unconscious assumptions are in almost every culture, if not every culture, and they drive how we think and act. So if there's nothing wrong with that, except if they're unconscious assumptions that don't work for your culture, they drive behavior that you don't want. And you may not understand why. You may be thinking, why can't we get this to change? Like, why are we always stuck here? Why does this keep happening? And it could be there's an old belief hanging around, and once you uncover it, you can change it, right? Like anything else. Like that. So part of what I also do in that is some public speaking and presenting and training. So that's the taping for today. So I want to just do a quick round of introductions, just so I know who's in the room. I know, thank you for the name tags, that's helpful. But just your name and position, that'll just help me since we'll be doing 3 different exercises today. So it'll be interactive. So it'll be great, thank you. We'd love to start.
Go ahead, Anna.
I'm Hannah.
Yeah. And this came to me from in a very unusual way. And it was a couple years ago, and I was at, I joined a choir. I joined one of those choirs that you don't have to try out for. Even if you have a bad singing voice like me, you can go. You just have to show up for rehearsal. And you can only miss 2 rehearsals and you were out, that kind of a thing. But the guy who led it was in Arlington, and he's been doing it for 25 years. He's amazing. He is a professional musician. And one night at rehearsal, he said to us, I think he was getting a little frustrated, it wasn't going that well. So the next time you sing this passage of music, listen to what you actually hear while you're singing. Like, listen to what you're actually hearing, the reality of what you're doing. And for some reason, I don't know why, but that struck me, in terms of leadership, in terms of listening in general. Like, listen to what you hear, and how often when it's hard for us to hear things, we maybe shut that off. And we're doing an exercise about that in a couple minutes. And I think that you already said, Mary,
Yes.
Yeah, that listening is really important, right? It's the foundation of everything. So really listening to everything that you hear, not only what you wanted to hear. So how well do I listen, right? Perspective of curiosity and judgment. It's coming from a perspective of curiosity or judgment. I love curiosity, because if I'm being curious and you're being curious, we cannot judge ourselves or somebody else. She's not really listening. And so I finally said, so if I do A, B, C, and D, am I guaranteed to C, right? So I was just very explicit. And then she actually said to me, what was it? It's that saying, then she sort of woke up and said, well, Lord willing and the creek don't rise. I'm not kidding. She actually said that. Like, Lord willing and the creek don't rise. I've never heard anybody say that. I've read it in books, right? Lord willing and the creek don't rise. She actually said that. She's like, well, if there's a natural disaster, so blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, barring natural disasters, accident, whatever, am I guaranteed to see? So sometimes, it's interesting when people start suddenly click in to listening. You can tell